We'd like to welcome each and every individual to Voices of Integrity for with Men podcast. And we've gone through the amiable personality, the man, the analytic personality for men. And now today we're going through the expressive for men. And so the expressive individual personality, one of their greatest strengths. So if you're a man and you chose, the wavy line or boring or not fun, you'd tend to, one of your greatest strengths would be your energy, excitement, and enthusiasm. One of your weaknesses would be your energy, excitement, and enthusiasm. So our greatest strength is our greatest weakness, and our greatest weakness is just our greatest strength misapplied. So there's about 75% of men that fall into the category of the analytic and driver. So these are stereotypical men that are in here. There's about 25% of, 75% of women will be expressive and amiable, 25% of men will be. So these are stereotypical women characteristics. Now, so a lot of times when we stereotype, what we think we're stereotyping is gender, men and women. We're not. We're actually stereotyping the personality. Why are personalities stereotyped? Because we tend to think. So when somebody says, Mark, your driver personality and you're really arrogant, I can accept that. I'm not going to get angry and upset. You run people over. I'm not going to get upset about that. So why? Because people perceive that. Why? Well, there's some amount of truth to it. So the expressive personality, this type of man will typically attract, an analytic woman. This is often the third born. The expressive is going to be the third born or last born. And the firstborn is going to be often the analytic, not always. Their philosophy of life is, the analytics philosophy of life is ready, aim, check, 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 check. The driver's view of life is fire, and then aim, and then say, oh, by the way, were we all ready? The expressive view of life is, ready. So they get people excited and motivated. Are we all ready? Like, man, we're rocking it out. This is awesome. And then fire. And then everybody's going down a path and everybody's excited and say, where are we going? It doesn't matter where we're going because we're having fun. So, so I have a number of expressive men in my life. They irritate the living daylights out of me. Maybe because I'm jealous of them, because they're fun, and kids love them, women love them. They're just fun. They're fun. So they have a lot of fun. They're the ones that are the fun dad, So this is my weakest personality here as an expressive. So I struggle with the expressive. Any expressive you see in me is fake. No, it's just little tiny that has developed into more. And so as a man, this type of man is going to be outgoing. So they're more assertive like the driver personality, but they're not assertive in task. They're assertive in people. They're like Tom Kuhn's most recent past president of Century 21. He's an expressive driver, expressive analytic. And so I'm jealous of his personality because the driver amiable will run people over, apologize for running them over, and then run them over again. The driver analytic will run somebody over, explain why they deserve to be run over. And the expressive driver will run somebody over and do it in such a fun, funny way that the person says, please, run me over again. I'm like, what? They're a lot more mean, but they do it in fun. Really powerful personality as a man. You'll see a lot of entertainers that are going to be expressive, movie stars. You'll see politicians are very charismatic, very outgoing. They're amazing. They are amazing, but they're very different type of men than the other three. So when we look at this, it's interesting. Tim, your thoughts on being a man as an expressive personality?
I definitely think it's got strengths and weaknesses. Oftentimes, usually they use fun, excitement to get people hyped up. But some personalities don't mix well with that, and so when interacting with, other personalities or other men, sometimes the other personalities will look at them like, what is this guy doing? Why is he doing this way? Does he think he's better than us? And so learning to use the excitement in a fun way to get every personality hyped up and ready.
Nice, nice. I love that. The other thing that Expressive will often do is they, like Tom Sawyer, where they get his parents tell him to paint the fence. He gets his friends to paint the fence, but not only make his friends paint the fence, but he gets his friends to pay him for the privilege of, they're amazing. I don't know if there's a natural salesperson, but if there were, it would be an Expressive. So the Expressive can get other people to do things that they don't want to do. And so they can move people, manipulate people. They not necessarily bad, but they're, yeah. Now, if you're a man, and you're an Expressive, you think you're fun and funny and a cool and exciting kind of guy. I'm not saying you're not. I'm just saying that your wife may be rolling her eyes right now. And she's like, he used to be fun, funny, and exciting. Now, he's just an idiot. No, seriously, like have your like he makes me do all the thing. I have to clean up his mess. He's a pig. He doesn't clean up. He's out of control. He's always having fun, and I have to do all the work. And he has fun with all the kids, and I have to go out and discipline the kids. I'm always the bad guy. So your wife and your kids may not think you're such a fun, funny, exciting guy. And so, and then your friends, you might go ahead and they might go away too, because they're like, they're always taking advantage of us. They're always making a joke. They're not serious. They're not committed. They're all over the place. They're bouncing from one thing to another thing. And so, Tim, what suggestions would you give, on, being a man to the Expressive, man?
I definitely say find your focus. Find something that enthralls you. Um, for me personally, I definitely have issues jumping from, one project to the another and not finishing projects and kind of getting everything done halved. So, teaming with the other personalities to, create a plan to be able to get things done. And so maybe, you create the excitement for it and other people, other personalities can create the actual plan for it. So we have a detailed set list of how to get things done.
Nice. And that's, Tim triggers something. If you're working on a team, it could be family, it could be at work, it could be friends. The amiable or the expressive will tend to you start out with them first, and you come up with a million ideas. They're great at that. Millions and millions of ideas. Do not give them to those millions of ideas to the analytic, because that will burn them out. If you're an expressive analytic, well, you're going to have some mental issues. If you have a million ideas, you want to do them all perfect. Well, that's not going to go so well. So what you do is you get the driver personality. So the millions of ideas for the expressive, and then second is you get the driver to sort out which is the best one or two or three. They're not going to be overwhelmed. They're like, this one will work, this one will work, this one will work. The expressive will say, well, those aren't the most three fun. It says, driver says, doesn't matter, just do these three. Then you give those three to the analytic, because the analytic will say, okay, I'm not overwhelmed. Okay, of these three, which one's going to be the best? And then they come up with the best. And then the analytic breaks it down into the small details. And then the amiable, you give those small details and to execute. They're the most stubborn of the four personalities. So we're going to talk about, that one next. And so they're the most stubborn of the four personalities, are tenacious. Like once they get their mind set to something, they do it. And so then that's how you get things done. So Tim's absolutely right. You work together as a team. I think being a man is doing things that we don't like to do. And so, it's doing things we don't like to do. So the analytic might not like to be crazy with the kids or the grandkids, but you know what? Do it. You're a man. The driver doesn't like when things get out of control or when we're not productive and we're just seeming to waste time and everything else tough. You're a man. Do it. Like, just do it. And expressive, I don't like the details. I don't like boring things. It's tough. You're a man. Just do it. like, so being a man, it's like, hey, and don't whine and don't complain. Oh, the expressive. And if an expressive, if you're an analytic wife married to an expressive, you're going to be like, you preach it, brother. Like, they're such whiners, all this drama and all this stuff. And it's like, oh, I'm so tired. Oh, I've done so much work. Like, there's so much drama in everything. And that's what draws us together. We like other people like ourselves, and we tend to fall in love with people who are opposite of ourselves. And so that kind of stuff, it might have been humorous when you were 2 or 3, but it's not when you're a grown man. So hopefully this is helpful. Definitely join the Life GPS mobile app for men, and that'll give you your assessment on personality and start in a community and have a bunch of different topics and all kinds of stuff for you. And so hopefully this has been helpful. Always remember, we can accomplish so much more together than we ever could on our own. Have an amazing day. Bye-bye.